As the Dickinson State Bluehawks are coming in to face the defending Bismarck State Mystics. Dickinson State with a record of 5-14, 3-10 in the conference. BSC 1-18, going 1-12 in their conference. Well, the Mystics have had some momentum going for them recently, getting their first win against top-seeded Bellevue just a few weeks ago. And since then, they've been playing some competitive games, coming off a 100-88 loss against Valley City State, but some encouraging signs there, least not of all Ja Gully, who has been breaking out for the Mystics, 19 at least in his last 3 games. I'm Isaiah Johnson, joined by Kyler Olson.
Yeah, Dickinson State coming in, North Star regular season and tournament champs from a season ago, but they've kind of had to experience how tough and how deep the Frontier Conference is. 5-14 overall, as Isaiah mentioned, 3-10 in the conference. So again, statistically, just like before the women's game tonight, statistically we're in for hopefully another solid basketball game. Both have mirror image prior schedules in the last week against Mayville and Valley, and neither were able to pick up a win. So we will see who's able to squeak out and battle and compete to a W tonight. One thing we already noticed, I should say, is William Ware and Houston Davis in street clothes on the bench. So we will see what kind of offensive production, defensive production the Mystics can find tonight in the absence of William Ware and Houston Davis.
Yeah, Houston Davis, a big loss, averaging 18.2 per game. We'll probably see Carter Zeller underneath as the primary scorer in the paint for the Mystics.
Of Bismarck State College for tonight's men's basketball matchup, featuring the visitors on the scoreboard, the Dickinson State Bluehawks. And the home team on the scoreboard, your Bismarck State College Mystics. On behalf of the president of Bismarck State College, Dr. Dan Leingig, and the rest of the Bismarck State College family, we would like to welcome you to tonight's basketball game. Bismarck State College welcomes all student athletes, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAIA and the Frontier Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition and being champions of character demonstrated through 5 core character values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask everyone in attendance today to abide by these values and create a positive environment in which our student athletes may compete, our officials may work, and you, the spectators, may enjoy. Officials for this matchup are registered with the Frontier Conference. They are Chad Nordson, Jordan Kleingen, and Brent Weber. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineups. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Dickinson State Bluehawks. A 6-foot junior guard from Skyway, Washington, number 1, Quincy Linton. A 6'4" sophomore guard from Pleasant View, Utah, number 2, Griffin Cody. A 6'8" junior forward from Spanish Fork, Utah, number 21, Nate Vicente. A 6'5" senior forward from Reno, Nevada, number 23, Cordell Stinson. And a 6'5" junior guard from Chicago, Illinois, number 24, Gatavius Frierson. Head coach for the Bluehawks is Derek Selvig, assisted by Jake Owsley. All right, Mystic fans, get on your feet, because it's time to meet and greet your Bismarck State College Mystics. A 6'3" senior from Apex, North Carolina, number 3, Eric Shuto. A 6'3" junior guard from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, number 5, Alex Proctor. A 6-foot junior guard from Lockhart, Texas, number 13, John Gully. A 6'3" junior guard from Belcourt, North Dakota, number 14, Tristan Davis. And a 6'7" sophomore center from Fargo, North Dakota, number 33, Carter Zeller. Head coach for your Mystics is Kevin Rice, assisted by Andrew Duncan. Mystics would like to thank St. Louis Dickinson Sports Medicine for providing sports medicine coverage for tonight's game. With us is our trainer, Andrew Walla. Thank you, St. Louis Dickinson Sports Medicine.
Gotta shout out our pep band drummer. That man is on fire tonight, going along with the hype music for the Mystics. Man, I feel the energy. That was epic.
If you want to talk about going to the beat of your own drum, this guy is poster child. It's impressive. As the Blue Hawks control the opening tip, DSU has 4 guys averaging in double figures, so we'll see how balanced the Blue Hawks are offensively tonight as this one gets going. Once again, statistically speaking, should be in for another solid basketball game tonight. Again, we'll see what the absence of William Ware and Houston Davis does as Frierson gets to the bucket to start this one off to get the Blue Hawks on the scoreboard early. Jaw wasting no time. Gully gets the basket but cannot finish. You can already feel the energy in this gym with this new rivalry as Dickinson State and BSC take on the Armory for the first time in the NAIA. Three-pointer unloaded by the Blue Hawks. Again, off the rim. Gully the rebound. A solid crowd here as, again, a new rivalry is created in North Dakota college basketball.
Yep, Gully penetrating, trying to get this offense behind him. He's been really energizing this offense, finding his stride, and that time getting a nice assist. Tristan Davis, money from the corner.
Absolutely great to see him. And kind of a miscommunication there by the Blue Hawks on an early turnover. Tristan Davis, good to see him getting going from beyond the arc early here. And the ball back to the Mystics.
We're going to see Gully and Proctor as the 2 point guards of the Mystics, basically. That was where they had the most success in any game this year against Bellevue. Those 2 really penetrating, getting good looks at the basket, and of course Gully just being insane from the 3-point line. So we'll see what it takes for them to get another win, as that's been kind of an uphill battle for them. They've got an average margin of -22 per game, so it's just kind of been rough sledding, but they've started to get a little traction as the season has progressed.
See what the Mystics want to do defensively tonight here. Again, without 2 key pieces. As number 23, Cordell Stinson hits from 3. He averages 11.3 points a game. Also their top rebounder at 6.2. So again, fills up the stat sheet himself and is able to connect from 3. Carter Zeller setting the screen up top. A little swing around. And Proctor cannot hit from 3. Rebound to the Blue Hawks. Vicentin comes up with it there. Vicentin, a 6'8" junior from Spanish Fork, Utah. Definitely gives the Blue Hawks some size as Proctor gets the basket but just cannot finish at the rim. And this game is high flying to start.
That was a tough look for Proctor, but nice job getting to the rim. He had 2-on-1, shed 1 defender, but that's a really tough finish.
Stinson again hits from 3 off the nice kick out from Vicentin. We'll see what the size battle down low between him and Zeller looks like tonight.
Zeller will be getting a lot more playing time with Houston Davis sitting on the bench. We also see Eric Shadone in to start, and William Ware also sitting on the bench, not in uniform today.
His first
Houston Davis, obviously a massive piece to this Mystics team, especially offensively, so hopefully they can find some more sources of points tonight. William Ware has definitely grown a lot this season into both a defender and a scorer, so another piece as Proctor, the nice little floater, and gets in the score column. And Vicentin trying to, 2 guys trying to post up here. Zeller doing a nice job as Linton looking to operate. Jake Daniel had a nice look from 3, passes it up, and the Blue Hawks are letting it fly from 3 already tonight as Frierson hits from 3, and the Blue Hawks take an early 11-5 lead off of this three-point show.
The Blue Hawks usually don't shoot the three all that much. They only make around 7 per game, but they've already shot 4 up there and have made 3. So they're on track to really let it rain from the three-point line, but that's not their game. So really tough for the Mystics if they can shoot the 3 ball with this much efficiency. That's not really where their strength is as a team.
Number 3, Britton Cranston, a 6-foot junior from Dickinson, North Dakota, a local kid in the DSU area, checks in. Sinton looking to operate, kicks it down to Linton, and Zeller all over him. Another three-pointer from Cranston, enters the game for 5 seconds and finds himself in the score column. And again, this lead growing quickly based on just an absolute three-point rain down from the Blue Hawks. The Blue Hawks doing a really nice job, especially at the top of the key as Zeller gets down low and has the ball stripped. And it is absolute madness to start this basketball game already. I mean, what more could you ask for in a rivalry game created?
I'm sure Mystics fans could ask for less made threes from the Blue Hawks. They've been incredibly efficient, but almost all of these threes have been open. I think the one they missed was the one contested shot from Dowdy.
Finally, one doesn't find its way in. Proctor with a nice rebound off a tip. And Gully thought about the 3, kicks it out to Proctor. Tristan Davis trying to find some room on the block here. Finds a nice shot, just too hard off the glass, and Vicenton there is ready for a rebound. And here comes Linton. Again, Cranston checked into the game and wasted no time. And the three-pointers just continue to rain, this time from Stinson, 6'5" senior from Reno, Nevada. Gully gets the basket, and Zeller there to clean it up, but neither can finish at the basket. Linton looking for something. He definitely didn't have numbers in his favor, but finds contact. And this Mystics team maybe just needs to settle down for a few moments here.
Mystics foul number 3, Eric Chagone.
Nothing going right for the Mystics right now. Dickinson State in absolute rhythm, up 12. We'll be right back. On a roll, up 12. Of course, the Mystic women prevailed against the Dickinson State women just a few minutes ago, getting their 4th straight win. Jason Harris's squad is rolling. But the Dickinson State men right now actually coming off a 7-game losing streak, so trying to get back into the win column against the Mystics, and they're off to a terrific start.
Number 1, Quincy Linton at the line, 6-foot junior from Skyway, Washington, hits on his first free throw. If you're a Blue Hawk player or fan or coach, you couldn't have asked for a better start. 6 of 8 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3. And the Mystics, 1 of 2 from 3 and 2 of 8 from the field, and every shot the Mystics have had down low has been highly contested. So DSU is rolling as well into this game as they could have ever wished. It's a 19-5 early lead, and we'll see what the Mystics can come up with offensively here. Again, the absence of Houston Davis, we don't want to make a bunch of excuses and say nobody else is capable, but a couple players not active tonight for the Mystics and might be showing a little bit early here, as Tristan Davis unable to hit from 3, and here again come the Blue Hawks. Another corner three-pointer, and misses everything. Proctor coming back for the Mystics. Thought about the three-pointer and is going to go straight to the basket, and again, too hard at the rim and just cannot finish offensively. Again, 2 of 9 from the field here early for BSC. As Weston Zocker lets one fly but cannot hit. Maybe a decent sign for Mystics fans for the time being.
They just haven't been able to convert on any of these opportunities. Coach Rice has some subs ready to see if maybe a different lineup could get things done, but Tristan Davis.
Great pass from Zeller down the middle. Tristan Davis comes storming down the lane, gets the basket, and will go and shoot a free throw. Three-pointer the hard way. The Mystics will go to the bench here. Black Jr. enters, along with number 24, David Schilling, getting an appearance. Carter Zeller, a Fargo North product, as well as David Schilling, the Fargo North Spartans, getting on the court together here, as Tristan Davis able to finish the three-point play. So some bright spots for the Mystics here. We'll see what we can do out defensively. Stop the three-pointer would be a good start.
Good start, yeah. Well, that'll do.
There you go. We'll take it. And here comes goalies, slowing it down a little bit. Maybe just calm down on both sides of the court for a moment here. Zeller is quickly double teamed. Nice rotation. And David Schilling is attacked at the basket. No call from the official. Really good ball rotation, but does not end in points. Nice swing around passes from the Blue Hawks, and they'll let another one fly from three. And the current three-point struggles. Apparently the Blue Hawks use all their three-pointers in the first couple of minutes here. A nice pass out. Zeller thought he had kind of a lane to the basket, a tough one. And Schilling with a very tough angle to the basket, but will go and shoot some free throws.
Really well done. The last two plays, the Mystics have really been swinging it around, and it's been ending up in the hands of David Schilling, who that time was oh so close to the chance for a three-point play. But we haven't seen Schilling all that often in this Mystics uniform so far, but with two key players out, he'll get some more playing time. And right now he's playing some good ball.
He's had two really good looks down low. Just one of them in a really tough spot, and the other one being attacked by Blue Hawk defenders. And he's able to hit both free throws. And the Mystics into double digits here, down 9. The Blue Hawks with a nice back cut, but just cannot finish at the basket. So again, some good defense down low here early for both teams, has forced a lot of highly contested shots. A double team at the top of the key now. Black Jr. trying to get to the basket. And just total discomfort down low as Gully lets one fly. He's kind of used to that area shooting threes, but unable to connect on that one. I did enjoy the Gully show about a week ago. And a nice forced turnover, and here comes Black Jr. I think he was waiting for somebody to cut to the basket, but just nobody in the area. Gully was kind of hanging out at the three-point line, just nowhere to go with it at the moment. Black Jr. lets one go, and off the front of the rim. Zeller boxed out really nicely by Zocker. And the Blue Hawks operate offensively. Zocker did let one fly from three a few minutes ago, but I don't think that's necessarily his shot. As Griffin Dowdy, it's a nice jumper. And the lead up to 11.
Dowdy is the star of this team, leading them in a lot of statistical categories. Averages 16 points a game, coming off a 24-point game against Mayville and 18 more against Dickinson State.
Another nice pass down to Zeller, and just kind of his footwork got him in a nice area under the basket, and Zeller able to finish at the rim. Especially with a lot of size from the Blue Hawks tonight, the Mystics are going to need quite a few minutes from Zeller.
Wow.
As Proctor. Sorry, my fault. Joggle.
That was some incredible ball handling, weaving through the entire defense and somehow putting it in at the end. What a play from Jock Gully.
My fault, so Jaw Gully fan club out there. A great play by Jaw Gully at the rim. I'm just so used to him just letting it fly at the three-point line. As Griffin Doughty will head to the line for some free throws. First one rolls over to the front of the rim. And bad news for Mystics defenders as Vicentin checks back into this one. Along with Stinson, who also packs the stat sheet for this Blue Hawks team. And Doughty able to hit both. And we will see what the Mystics plan is here offensively, with quite a stifling defense early on here from the Blue Hawks. Gully with just another beautiful move to the rim, and Gully capitalizes on some nice footwork. Dickinson again, posting up down low on Zeller. Zeller doing everything he can, forces him into a tough shot and forces a miss. Nice defensive possession from Zeller. That's about as well as he could have defended him without contact. Gully looking to operate. Zeller kind of set a screen for him. Gully more so made his way. Got a really nice shot, but could not finish. Another three-pointer up for the Hawks, and another missed three. Rebound, Black Jr.
I said at the beginning, this wasn't really their game, the three-point ball, but given how many were falling, I mean, might as well keep going for it. But now they're starting to cool off a bit, and we've got a game, folks. 7-point lead for Dickinson State. We will be right back. After the scorching start for the Blue Hawks, they have cooled down a bit. Their three-point average has dropped to 38.5%. They've already shot 13 threes, very uncharacteristic for the Blue Hawks, but that's allowed the Mystics to get back into this game gradually. The Mystics have only shot 5 threes, one of those going in, and mainly Ja Gully and Carter Zeller settling this offense down. The offense has been moving through those two guys, both of them finding nice passes and getting to the open guy, and in the case of Gully, just driving into the paint and getting these little floaters.
Yeah, this game statistically is very even to this point. It's that three-point balance that has definitely not been balanced. Again, Blue Hawks have cooled down, but Mystics only 1 of 5 from 3. So three-point line is the blaring difference in this one early on. So the Mystics turn the ball over. Blue Hawks will swing the ball around, some back cuts, screen at the top. Dickinson comes up. Dribble handoff. Stinson looking for something. Another kick out for another three. And Dowdy able to find another three for the Blue Hawks offense, and they're back in the three-point column.
Up until now, the Mystics have done a pretty good job of defending Dowdy, but when he's that wide open, it's awfully hard to keep him out of the scorer's column.
Carter Zeller again there to clean up the boards and find some points again for the Mystics. Again, Zeller needing to be a big presence for this team with a few absences. Good positioning and good putback for the Fargo North Spartan.
Zeller's most recent game against Valley City State resulted in a double-double, 21 points and 12 rebounds. They're going to need that sort of production from him against this Dickinson State Blue Hawks squad.
And points really haven't been his repertoire early on in the season, but as he's grown and played a lot more, the rebounds game obviously his advantage as Gully lets another one go. Cannot hit. Zeller thought about the three. I don't think he actually thought about that. That was more for show. I don't think Zeller's shooting that unless nobody's near him. Schilling somehow keeps it in, but Gully just can't keep his feet in bounds. And some, again, stifling defense from this Blue Hawks team. 4th turnover for the Mystics. And again, DSU also with 4 turnovers here early on. So, again, the blaring difference in this game thus far is the Blue Hawks 6 of 14 from the three-point land, and the Mystics just 1 of 6. Rebounds, turnovers, everything else is pretty even to this point. Another three-pointer from DSU, and Linton cannot connect. Schilling coming up. Not necessarily your facilitator, but Schilling gets to the basket. He's going to try a three-pointer the hard way. Great to see him be aggressive with the basket and find some points.
David Schilling only scoring 13 points on the season, coming into this one averaging less than 1 point a game. Those are his 4th points, and he's got the chance for the three-point play. That's a guy just stepping up when you need him to, and the Mystics can get within 5.
You know, a guy who brings the ball up like that usually is looking for somebody else to take care of the ball so he can get his own positioning. He saw something that he liked and wasted no time and Good for Schilling, getting to the basket and getting the three-point play to get this offense back on track. The Mystics defensively just shutting everyone down, but somehow Frierson, Cordell Stinson making some backdoor cuts and gets to the basket. Black Jr. lets one go from three, off the mark, and Zocker there to clean up the mess. A nice backdoor cut and another nice kick out. And Jake Daniel is down in some serious pain. A really nice backdoor from him. Probably could have found a basket, but had two guys wide open from three, and clearly the three's been working out for him tonight. Blue Hawks looking for a trainer as Daniel is in some obvious pain. Looks like he's grabbing his knee. Now it looks like he's got a bloody nose of some sort. So they're gonna clean that up. Again, some nice ball movement offensively for the Blue Hawks. They had three good looks from three different areas on that possession.
Into the Blue Hawks, number 5, DC Stewart.
Coach Derek Selvig sending in number 5 on this team. It's DC Stewart. Of course, Derek Selvig had a great season with the Blue Hawks last year. A very historic season. They went 19-11. They won their regular season tournament and the tournament title for the NSAA. And of course, now they are in the Frontier Conference. And they have taken a bit of a step back against these tough Frontier Conference teams, but still some highlights. But the peak of their season came in back-to-back road wins against Providence and Rocky Mountain. But as I said earlier, they're on a 7-game losing streak, so just not finding that consistency that they're looking for.
Play clock down to 5. Proctor launches up a prayer. And here come the Blue Hawks wasting no time. Kind of a tough pass down low. DC Stewart's been in this game for 1 minute, and he's been everywhere offensively already. Ball hit off about 7 guys before Proctor able to come up with the steal. Black Jr. gets the ball with a little room to work with, gets to the basket but cannot finish. They're gonna say it's off of Frierson, and he agrees. And the ball will stay with the Mystics. It's always good when you don't have to argue with the official.
That time, Black using a bit of a stop and go, acting like he was coming across, coming back, but ended up faking that, getting a little bit of a step, and just couldn't convert on that tough layup.
Tristan Davis looking to operate, but getting absolutely no space from Stinson. A really nice footwork, and Tristan Davis finishes at the basket with Stinson all up in his face.
We haven't said Tristan Davis's name that much, but he's got 8. Second leading scorer in this game.
And they haven't been easy points at any time from what I can remember, especially that one. That was all due to footwork. Another missed opportunity from the Blue Hawks. And Proctor very upset with himself. I think thinks he had a really nice area to get the ball to Zeller and did not work out the way he wanted to. And a turnover will give the ball back to the Blue Hawks. Again, as great as defense and kind of jumbled as offense has been tonight, not a ton of turnover. Both teams with 5 turnovers, but also with 5 minutes left in this first half. So not a dramatically high number. These defenses have not given anyone any breathing room tonight. Another nice back cut from 2 guys as Zocker tried to get to the rim and throw one down, but could not finish it.
Just lost the ball on the way up somewhere.
Some ball rotation here. Tristan Davis comes off a nice screen. Stinson there to shut that down, and Black Jr. looking to operate here. Proctor with 8 on the shot clock. Proctor gets to the basket, but again, just cannot finish at the rim tonight. Another nice kick out to 3. Frierson had a good look from 3, but passed it up. It looks like we will have a timeout on the court with 4:15 remaining in the first half. Blue Hawks holding on to a 5-point lead.
Blue Hawks still managing to maintain a 5-point lead behind Cordell Stinson with 11 of their 28 points. He has not yet missed from the floor. He's been very impressive. Griffin Dowdy at 7, 2 of 4 from the court. So those two guys, keep an eye on them throughout the game. But of course, they have 4 guys averaging double figures: Griffin Dowdy, Cordell Stinson, Datavius Frierson, and Nate Vicentin. So any one of those guys can score at any time.
Carter Zeller there picking up the tough foul, kind of out of position under the basket with kind of a surprise inbounds play from the Blue Hawks. And Quincy Linton will go to the line for some free throws. Zeller kind of upset with him the second that took place, knowing that all of that kind of caught the Mystics off guard. Continued trend, Dickinson State again, 6 of 17 from 3, so plenty of three-pointers up. Mystics 1 of 8. So there, my friends, is your continued blaring difference in this one.
And that is Carter Zeller's second foul. So we see Atticus Wilkinson come in. We have not said his name quite a bit, but he will be in to compete with the size of Weston Zocker. So that'll be an interesting matchup, as we haven't seen Wilkinson so much. So we'll see if he, like David Schilling, can get some really productive minutes.
Atticus Wilkinson, the local kid, 6'7" freshman from Shiloh Christian here in Bismarck. See what kind of production Mystics can get from him. As DC Stewart gets to the basket with kind of a awkward finish, but his teammates are there to help him out. And this Mystics team at times has looked rather confused defensively and stopping the ball get into the hoop. It'd be nice to see the Mystics, I don't want to call it a three-point offense, as Atticus gets involved right away. Nice. And Atticus Wilkinson gets going down low on the block to get himself in the score column.
Never underestimate the power of a shot fake. They bid it, hook, line, and sinker, and he gets an easy layup. Well done by Atticus Wilkinson, getting some key minutes in the last 3 minutes of this half.
Shiloh Skyhawks, shout out to the local Shiloh Christian as the Blue Hawks three-point show continues. In this one, as Stinson hits again from deep. As we dip under 3 minutes to go in this first half. Blue Hawks with the 10-point lead. And again, the stifling defense continues. Proctor gets the ball. Trying to look for Wilkinson down low, but this defense from Frierson had other ideas. Checking into the game, number 12, Isaiah Vargas. I believe the first time we've seen him and his name arrive in this game. And again, 2:44 remaining in this first half. Blue Hawks with the 10-point lead.
Dickinson State, a very deep team. They score a lot of bench points per game, 44-18 in their last matchup, and they still could not come away with the win.
Goalie with a tough one there. Wilkinson with some good fight and effort, but just could not come up with the rebound there. And here comes Cranston again. With plenty of guys to screen for him, does not take any of them. Zocker gets the ball down low, looking to kick it out. And number 12, Isaiah Vargas, checks into the game and wastes no time. Joins the three-point party. 2 minutes remain in this first half. The Blue Hawks lead growing gradually. Tristan Davis lets one fly, and Tristan Davis hits a big three-pointer for the Mystics.
He's now in double digits. Tristan Davis is impressive. The game continues.
Continued really good ball movement, and Zocker gets the basket and finishes. I do want to say, Isaiah, I'm a little disappointed in the crowd. They played Teach Me How to Dougie at the timeout, and not a single person had dance moves. I kudos to 2 guys on Dickinson State's bench. They were showing it off a little bit, but not a single dance move unloaded in the crowd. So, wow, maybe it was over here. Maybe I just couldn't see it.
Yeah, maybe we need to look at the Dickinson State people. Maybe they have more
Maybe
spirit.
that camera caught something, but.
I mean, at the wrestling match a few days ago, the wrestlers at one point when they played that song started busting out the moves.
Oh.
I mean, come on, man.
I'd love to see it. There we go. Proctor gets to a good spot and hits for the Mystics, cutting this lead back to 10 as we approach a minute 10 left in this first half. Another three-point look as this ball swings around. Blue Hawks have taken plenty of these three-point looks, as that one is way off the mark. And Leon Anderson battling for a rebound here. Leon Anderson, another piece off the bench that could help this Mystics team massively tonight. Zocker there, and again, Atticus Wilkinson just wondering what positioning he needs to defend that. The DSU, these inbounds passes have created a lot of surprise for some reason, because it just seems like it's guys cutting to the basket, and the Mystics are just not prepared for it. And Zocker will go to the line for some free throws.
He's by no means a sure thing at the line, shooting 47% on the year. So not the worst foul underneath if you're the Mystics.
45 seconds remaining. Proctor looking for something. Is able to get to the basket, but the basket will not count. And the Mystics will take it out down low, which has also kind of been a weakness in this game, as the officials discuss whether it was a continuation. But is a foul, and it will send Proctor to the line due to accumulated fouls by the Blue Hawks.
Looks like they called a reach-in foul on Jake Daniels, so a few steps before Proctor was able to get to the bucket. So we'll shoot the 1-and-1.
From our angle, it definitely wasn't a continuation. Proctor definitely wanted the basket, but
well, of course.
I don't give him, I wouldn't give him a hard time for that.
Yeah, plead your case.
Proctor, nonetheless, able to hit both with 45 remaining here. Much like the women's team, can this men's Mystics team come up with some defensive stops and points of their own before half? Zocker begging for the ball down low, gets up, and Wilkinson again, just a tough positioning down low. Some quick feet from Zocker beats him to the spot, and Zocker will go back to the line for some free throws. But as Isaiah just mentioned, not a strong free throw shooter, so probably not the worst foul you could think of for the Mystics at the moment.
Yeah, the worst outcome of this for the Mystics is getting fouls on your big guys. Zeller has 2, now that's 2 on Atticus Wilkinson, so they're gonna have to keep a close eye on that. Yes, in the short term it's fine to foul, but that could be a problem down the stretch.
Timeout, Blue Hawks.
We'll get a timeout from Dickinson State with just about 32 seconds remaining. 41-32 lead, DSU. Back to it here with 30 seconds remaining. BSC looking for something. Gully able to get at the top of the key. 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. It looks like the Mystics will use as much of it as they can. Atticus Wilkinson trying to find something, but Zocker is not letting him out of his sight. Tristan Davis with a nice goalie from 3, and goalie banks one in from three-point land as the clock ticks down. Can they get a defensive stop? DSU from 3 and off the mark. So just what Mystics fans are looking for there. A big three-pointer from goalie and a defensive stop going into the half.
Yeah, that's absolutely enormous. We saw him against Bellevue banking in these threes, just sending it to the roof and down. What a shot from Ja Gully, as the guy said to halftime.
Hello, I'm Garrett Freilich, joined here by Ja Gully.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I just wanted to talk about your performance in our win from earlier this month. You were lights out. That was really fun to watch. I don't think I've seen a performance like that all year.
Appreciate it.
What did that feel like?
I mean, I think you used the right word, electric. I think it was just one of those nights where it feels like everything falls. So I tried to take advantage of it, and thankfully we came out with a win, so it wasn't for nothing.
Yes. win's important.
For sure.
When was your first day here with the team?
My first day was the 27th, I believe, 2 days after Christmas. Christmas Day, I actually left and drove all the way from Lockhart, Texas. So it took me about 20 hours to get here driving.
Oh, you arrived. So you joined late. You joined a winless team, and early on, I feel like there has been an impact with your passing and your ability to score. How have you felt meshing with this team?
I think it's a little hard for anybody to come in mid-year and play, especially trying to be the position that I want to be. I've normally been a captain. I've always been a point guard, so I think just trying to come in and build trust with these guys. I know my game will speak for itself, but making sure, I talk to them outside of here and get close with them so they'll trust me on the court, and I think I've done a great job of trying to build that camaraderie, and I think they've done a great job in accepting me. So
you just described yourself as a leader. What are some of the things that are important to you in building that leadership?
Like I just mentioned, camaraderie is the biggest thing. I mean, you can never get on someone if they don't know that you love them and you're coming from a great place. So I think that's the hugest thing. And then I'm also a big believer you have to lead with your actions, not your words. So being first in the gym, being last to leave, always getting work in, talking to guys about little things that we always see. I think those are the hugest things.
Good. What do you think is the biggest thing moving forward for this team in this new conference and the rest of the season, just in general?
I think our biggest thing would just be, for one, staying healthy. But for two, I think just sticking together. I know these guys have been through a lot. 15 game losing streak. So you learn a lot about yourself. But I think the biggest thing is sticking together. I mean, we have talent. We have pretty much anything and everything we need. So we just got to stick together and know that there's a brighter day coming to the end.
Well said. Well, thank you. Good luck with the rest of the game tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And good luck with the rest. Joined here by Coach Kevin Rice.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Doing good today. Just getting ready to partake in the shoot around and a little video and then get ready for tonight's game.
So it's been a rough season.
Yeah.
Rough go of it. But you picked up your first win, and you guys are even starting to play a little bit better in some of these losses I've been noticing. What are some of the things that you are looking at positively in this time, and then some of the things that still need to be worked on?
Just the intangibles that I'm looking at on the positive side, that we're not turning the ball over nearly as much as we were, the first semester. And, that's one of the problems that plagued us was our turnovers, leading to easy points for the opposition. And, once we get behind, it's tough to try to climb that hill and do it for, 25 minutes. Once teams get a lead. And at this level, they're kind of smart enough to withhold those leads. Some don't, and we've cut some leads down, but it's hard climbing that hill and trying to get back and take that lead after a while. It drains you as a unit.
Well, you got reinforcements with Jay Gully coming after Christmas, and we saw a big performance from him in the win. What has he brought to this team? Just rejuvenation, or?
Yeah, just a guy that's going to get after it, a point guard with an IQ. I think if we would have had him first semester, we'd have probably won maybe 3 to 4 more games. But, we didn't have him, and he was a breath of fresh air second semester, and, we've, embraced him, and I've enjoyed coaching him and love what he's brought to the table so far.
Yeah, I have noticed a quicker pace since he's kind of showing up a little bit more quick ball movement and all that. What are some things moving forward, or what are you looking for the rest of the season?
Well, we go into each ball game, and I tell our guys that we don't have the numbers that a lot of teams have, so we got to control the pace of the game, and we're starting to understand that a little bit better. But we got to get it to the point to where we control the pace of the game And like I told the guys, I don't care if the score is 48-38 or 40-38, you know, at the end of the game, as long as we control the pace. I mean, we'll score enough points.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that end. We just got to defend and rebound a little bit better, protect the ball, a little bit better, value possessions, and then control the pace of the game, and I think we'll be okay.
Well, good luck with the rest of the game tonight, and good luck on the rest of the season, and thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Hope you all enjoyed the halftime entertainment. We are back, 1:40 on the clock until we get into the second half of this game. The Dickinson State Blue Hawks maintain a 41-35 point advantage thanks to some lightning fast 3-point barrage at the beginning of the game. Since then, it settled down a little bit. The Mystics have clawed back thanks to a heroic 3 from Gully to make it a 6-point game heading into the second half.
Yeah, it's tough to keep up with 8 of 20 from 3, especially since they came out and wasted no time boosting that percentage. Mystics just 3 of 10 from 3-point, so hopefully that percentage grows a bit. In the absence of Houston Davis and William Ware, Zeller and Wilkinson, another one to kind of keep your eye on, both on production, but as well as foul trouble. So the two bigs, I believe, have a few fouls each, with two fouls each. David Schilling also with 2. So off of that point, Coach Rice has definitely used his bench. I think everybody available tonight has minutes. Leon Anderson, I know, just has 1 minute, along with a couple of 4 and a few others, but the absence of 2 big pieces of this team, Coach Kevin Rice has used his entire bench, which he's probably going to need for more and more production tonight. A great sign to see, especially again with the absence of Ware and Davis, is Tristan Davis leading the Mystics with 11 points so far. So good to see him not wasting any time in helping his team try to find a conference win tonight. So hopefully Tristan Davis can take the baton from his brother for a night and continue finding some points, some rebounds, and squeak out a win here in this second half, as they are certainly within striking distance of this game.
You bet. The Mystics have clawed back, didn't let that initial barrage get to them, and that's where we've seen them finally growing past these early struggling stages where they just got blown out week after week. Now they're getting in games, staying in games. They scored 88 last week, so we're seeing some good signs from this team, and we know that they have within them the ability to beat top teams like we saw them do against Bellevue here 2 weeks ago.
Tristan Davis getting the ball in his hands early here with a lot of motion from the Mystics. Blue Hawks getting a little handsy and will commit a foul. Now, we've talked all season about the giving up points and defensive struggles this Mystics team has had. They're on pace to give up 82, which is below their 92-point average, but as Isaiah just alluded to, they've been competing in every single game. Just have to be consistent and not let these runs and these streaks turn into more and more points, as Tristan Davis gets to the basket and adds to his total. I believe he's up to 13 points now. So again, getting himself his own production tonight as he gets some points on the board here to start the second half.
Tristan Davis really stepping up. He's a really solid player on this team, but without Houston, without William Ware, needs to step up, and he's been doing that, really leading this team and getting the best penetration to the rim out of any Mystic so far.
Nate Vicentin kind of been the killer for this Mystics team in the first half. Able to finish, but cannot finish at the rim, and maybe that could be a kryptonite for this Blue Hawks team in the second half, is the big shooting free throws. As much as Nate Vicentin killed this team, he only played 8 minutes in the first half. So we'll again see what his minutes also look like as this game rolls on. Another nice find down to Vicentin, and he capitalizes again from a really nice assist.
Just sneaking beneath the defense, finding the open look. That's way too easy of a 2 for the Mystics to give up.
Only looking for something. Tristan Davis lets one go way off the mark. And ball back to the Blue Hawks. Hit a really nice look, just could not connect. But again, also nice to see Tristan with no fear letting it fly from wherever he's gotten the ball tonight. The Blue Hawks will come out with A screen at the top of the key. Goalie having none of that. Vicente with a nice roll. They had 2 guys roll to the basket, and Frierson throws one down in the face of a few Mystics. 2 guys roll to the basket, and both of them had nice looks at a shot. The Blue Hawks bench definitely enjoying that. Goalie got to the basket for a tough one, cannot finish at the rim. And a kick-out three-pointer that's been a killer for this Mystics team tonight. And Doty hits from 3 again, and Kevin Rice has seen enough. Timeout on the floor taken by the Mystics as this lead has grown a bit to start the second half.
Look at this action and the jam. Elevation from Datavius Frierson, who's been all over the place tonight, and that time finally getting the exclamation point. He's been playing really smart, 3 for 3, hasn't missed, and playing really, really tough defense. You can see super athletic guy has been staying with his guys on defense, and you can see he can flush it at the other end. So nice night for him. He's at 7. Griffin Dowdy with his three-pointer reaches that 10-point mark. That three-pointer is one of his favorite shots. He shoots it at a very high percentage.
This Dickinson State men's team has 4 guys averaging in double figures, and we can already see how that takes place as they have Stinson with 14, Dowdy with 10, Frierson with 7 throwing down, Linton with 6. Vicente, the way he's produced tonight, I'm sure will find himself in double digits, but current stats definitely reflect their averages as this team is well balanced and moved the ball around very well offensively. Again, another big shout out to not only just the local fans, a lot of BSC fans in attendance tonight, but it looks like Dickinson State traveled well as well. We have a solid crowd on hand, as we also did for the women's game. Mystics women able to get a W out tonight. Hopefully the men can find themselves back ahead in this game at some point and find a win, but great crowds on hand tonight as goalie brings the ball up for the Mystics offensively. Trying to find Zeller down low quickly. Zeller working against plenty of size. A beautiful move, but just cannot finish at the basket. Really nice footwork from Carter Zeller. And a turnover will give the ball back to the Blue Hawks.
It's been a close game, and as far as the looks that each team is getting, but the difference is the Blue Hawks are making their threes, and the Mystics just can't hit their layups, but they're there for the taking.
I was gonna say, took a few steps before he decided to dribble, and I don't think his brain notified him of that. Just ended a little confused, but took 2 or 3 steps before he decided to dribble, and that'll give the ball back to the Mystics. I was curious if the officials saw that.
Yeah.
Goalie works it around. Tristan thought about the 3, kicks it back out, and some more movement. Goalie to the basket, and goalie finishes at the rim for another beautiful one.
He's just been such an energizer for this team. He's got 9, and he's not really typically a three-point shooter, but he's shown that he can knock them down in those big scenarios. So that shot fake gives him a really nice lane to the basket, and he can convert those. That's when he's at his best. Really gets to the line at a high percentage.
Sinton continues to be a thorn in the Mystics side as he finds yet another bucket. Ball out of bounds will stay with the Mystics. Goalie trying to get his jersey adjusted here. And we're back to it. 16 on the shot clock. And we'll see what the Mystics' thoughts are offensively. Zeller comes up, and goalie is immediately swarmed. Zeller thought about pulling up a beautiful find down low, and Tristan Davis again capitalizes on a beautiful pass from Zeller. The absolute swarm of Mystics defensively. Officials are going to talk about it. A lot of guys in a small area. Goalie looking at him like, that wasn't off me.
Refs talked it over, got the right call.
50, Weston Zucker.
Just imagine the perspective and views we'll have for our LED lit up desk in the Badminton Center, Isaiah. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and I'm hoping for the confetti, so whenever they win, we can blast off. You know.
Smoke machines, the bass. Just think if that guy didn't sink that golf shot, our budget would be out of this world. Proctor gets to the rim, the ball rolls around the rim, but unfortunately does not result in points. And here comes Cranston. Zocker with a really nice pass. Frierson had a beautiful look. Cranston just could not connect on it. Nice swing around. Zocker posting up against Zeller. Zeller giving him everything he has. And Zocker just finds enough contact. And again, maybe that's not the worst sign for Mystics, as Zocker will go back to the line. Has not struggled awfully, but has not been automatic, as they have shot 7 of 10 from the free throw line, and a lot of those have been by their bigs. Zocker hits on the first one. Mystics 6 of 6 from the free throw line, but just have not found themselves there very often tonight. Seems like every time a Mystic big gets the ball, they're met by about 3 DSU defenders immediately. And a missed free throw again, something Mystics fans probably don't mind seeing from the free throw line, and a rebound from Zeller. Zeller again, a screen at the top, and Zocker switches.
Yep.
And the speed of Gully creates a foul. It's going to be tough for Zocker to keep up with Gully anywhere on this court, unless it's down low with size. If Gully showed up to a pickup basketball game at the Y, I would definitely not volunteer to guard him. And Gully fighting through contact and hand swipes left and right, and somehow almost gets that ball through the net. And we will get a timeout on the court with just under 15 remaining. Blue Hawks lead by 12.
Bismarck State hanging in there. Around 15 minutes left in this one, just under. Interesting to see how they will go about this remaining 15 minutes. We see Carter Zeller in. Atticus Wilkinson got some playing time. We might see him back, but both of them having success underneath. And Tristan Davis, most of all, now with 17 points, leading all players in the scoring column.
Tristan taking advantage of a lot of defensive movement around by the Blue Hawks and finds a pretty easy bucket. On the other end, Vargas almost finishes at the rim, but will go to the line for some free throws. Vargas has been kind of an energizer off the bench for this Dickinson State team tonight. So Vargas in, out, and back in.
Shoots the free throw at 65%.
We've talked about the points that this Mystics team gives up. DSU giving up 78, but averaging 73. So looking back at a lot of their games in the scores column, they've had several close games and several not so close games. So I guess the averages kind of average themselves and balance themselves out in that sense. As Gully somehow gets to the basket and finds points there amongst a bunch of DSU defenders. Sometimes I don't know how he finishes on those possessions.
Just a very good ball
DC
handler.
Stewart from long range is unable to hit, and a nice save by Shadone keeps the ball, and here comes Tristan Davis, who's been nothing but production for the Mystics tonight. A nice pullback from Gully, a nice spin move. Just cannot finish at the rim again, and the field goal percentage for the Mystics has seen its struggles tonight. As Zocker lets one fly from 3, and that looked a lot different than his first 3-pointer. Zocker again, the 6'8" sophomore from Elgin, North Dakota. Shout out Grant County High School, small town, North Dakota. If you're tuning in.
Zocker will let it fly. He shoots about 31% from 3.
Another turnover, and DSU wasting no time getting back to the 3-point line. Daniel unable to hit, but Zocker becoming the giant killer himself, and it turns into another 3 via DC Stewart. And this lead grows back up after the Mystics had cut into it a bit, but some turnovers have killed the Mystics. Proctor gets to the basket. I think he was looking for some contact or a whistle, did not get it. With Proctor back in the score column. Kevin Rice already predicting what DSU's offensive game plan is. But Zeller just unable to handle Zocker down low. And Zocker having the time of his life for the past 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, he's been doing everything for this team, dishing out assists, getting rebounds, and even knocking down a 3. What a few minutes for Weston Zocker.
9 points, 8 rebounds for Weston Zocker, not to mention the 3 just a few moments ago. Tristan Davis looking for something. Goes up and loses the ball himself. A nice turnaround and a nice kiss off the glass from Tristan Davis, as he is personally trying to keep this Mystics team in this game. Trying to rep for his brother who is unable to play tonight. Great to see some heart and effort from Tristan Davis tonight, as he has 19 points, 3 rebounds. Hopefully some Mystics can follow in the Tristan Davis footsteps these last 12 minutes.
He's got 19 off of 8 of 11 shooting from the floor. Getting a lot of close looks near the basket.
Nice switches from the Mystics, causing some problems for Blue Hawks. As some contact. As much contact has happened, Zeller taps the hand of Vicentin, and Vicentin will go back to the line. These 2 bigs have been a nightmare for the Mystics defensively tonight.
That is foul number 3 on Zeller.
Looks like Wilkinson might come in and replace him here in just a moment. Shiloh Skyhawk checks back into the game. Trade size for size. I know Wilkinson's kind of struggled with defensive positioning tonight, and I know he's shown a little bit of frustration, but those are just growing pains, as he hasn't seen a lot of minutes this season, but tonight they're going to need a little bit of production from him for the last 11 and a half of this one. As Gully wastes no time getting to the bucket.
Blue Hawks fouls on number 3.
And we'll go to the line for some free throws.
Team's 4th.
Again, this Mystics team, we've mentioned plenty of times before, giving up average 91 points a game. Dickinson State had 41 at halftime. So again, hopefully the Mystics can continue to compete on both sides. And in these close games they've had, they've been able to keep that number well below 90. We'll see where this Blue Hawks score ends up tonight, as Gully is able to hit the second one. And we'll see if the Mystics are able to find themselves back in this game down 14 with plenty of time left on the clock. But DSU's offense, and Vicentin again showing up the Mystics' nightmares once again. And Vicentin is now into double figures. And him and Zocker having the time of their lives in this second half. As Proctor with a nice little floater. And we'll try a 3-pointer the hard way.
Gully just taking it all himself, and it's working out. They're allowing him to get deeper into the paint, and once he gets there, that's his game. He's been converting on these and keeping BSC in the game, but 14-point lead still for the Dickinson State Blue Hawks.
Some talking amongst officials, and
never seen that before. They, like a delay of game on a free throw, essentially forfeiting it.
The Mystics could use all the free throws they can get at the moment. Linton lets another 3 go. does not hit. And the Blue Hawks 3-point percentage, 11 of 25. I wouldn't mind 11 3-pointers in any game, regardless of 42%. There's another one, misses everything from Doughty. And again, we'll see if the Mystics can take advantage of some of these momentary shooting struggles. It's been kind of the goalie and Tristan Davis show. Be great to see a little bit of supporting cast here in the last 10 minutes. Again, missing two pretty big pieces on this team. Tristan Davis picking up a lot of the slack, a lot of great resilience and effort as Tristan lets another three-pointer go, and Tristan Davis, another big three-pointer, and he enters the 20 club.
Big
22
time.
points for Tristan Davis in the absence of his brother Houston tonight. Showing a lot of heart in this one.
Lots of contact, they play on.
Definitely letting him play tonight.
Wow.
As Stinson gets to the bucket and finds all the contact he can get and still no whistle, but gets the bucket nonetheless. Black Jr. finds a tough shot there. Doughty had some feedback for the official. Just a massive competitor is Doughty. And we will have a timeout on the floor with 9:40 remaining. DSU holding on to a 3-point lead at the moment.
After the Blue Hawks finish today, they will go home and face Montana State University, Northern, and Providence. And the Mystics will stay here and face those same two teams next weekend.
Mystics could definitely benefit from some time off this weekend as their weekend games got pushed back to Monday, Tuesday due to nasty weather throughout the state of North Dakota. That will continue this weekend. But a much needed weekend off for both Mystic teams. And again, as Isaiah said, we'll be back in the Armory next weekend with you. Black Jr. with some free throws. And the Mystics needing a few defensive stops here to get themselves within striking distance of this one as we dip under the 10-minute mark. And there is a defensive stop that they could have used. A beautiful dish off, and Proctor finishes at the basket. Proctor is showing off the muscles.
Absolutely massive swing for the Mystics, finally getting some points off of turnovers, turning Cordell Stinson, who's been so good for this squad, over. He's got 16, and Proctor can't quite finish the three-point play, but the Mystics are within 10.
And again, Mystics needing Black Jr.'s literally tied up with his defender here. Atticus Wilkinson with some contesting defense, and that'll cause a turnover. Exactly what they need on Vicentin. Head coach Derek Selvig not happy with that result. But BSC will get the ball back here again with a nice defensive possession from Wilkinson. Much needed for the Mystics here down the stretch. Black Jr. looking for a basket, cannot get a good look. Atticus Wilkinson is fighting off defenders down low. Goalie trying to find something. He's gonna run into some size at some point. Proctor lets one go from three, and Proctor with a guy in his face.
Behind the back assist from goalie, and the finish by Proctor, unbelievable. It's a 6-point game.
Three-pointer from the Blue Hawks, and off the mark, another defensive stand for the Mystics, as goalie will walk it up. And again, here comes Proctor to screen at the top, roll, nothing going. Goalie says, I'll just let one fly, and unfortunately misses everything. And I don't think that's what head coach Kevin Rice was looking for offensively on that possession.
Look at this pass. Unbelievable. And a swish on the other end. absolutely electric.
It's again, lead down to 6, 8 minutes remaining, needing a few big defensive stops. And DSU kind of getting exactly what they've asked for the last 2 possessions is some contact fouls down low. Atticus Wilkinson kind of having some troubles defending Vicentin, but not many Mystics have been able to guard him down low tonight. Blue Hawks had 2 guys pretty open at three-point line, but they pass it up.
Nice
and Vicentin cannot finish at the basket with a nice defensive possession again from Wilkinson. Local kid doing his thing tonight. Proctor gets to the basket and will shoot some free throws. DSU kind of throwing up their hands like, how else are we supposed to guard this without contact? Proctor will shoot free throws. And it also looks like Carter Zeller will be checking back in. I would imagine he's coming in for Wilkinson. But as we've mentioned before, Zeller with 3 fouls, so something to keep an eye on. Wilkinson comes out, Zeller back in. Zeller with 4 points, but those 3 fouls kind of sitting there. He does have 6 rebounds, so the size has helped the Mystics. Just the DSU crowd trying to create some free throw distractions behind us. Sounds like a daycare center back here.
Yeah, they're trying to get in the head of the Mystics. On the other side of the court, it's not working. The Mystics are 11 and 12, 12 of 13 from the free throw line, really making those foul shots count.
Great pickpocket from Black Jr., and Zeller helps out on the steal. Again, several nicely strung together defensive possessions. Black Jr. thought he had Proctor, and Proctor moved. And what would have been a really nice kick-out pass to Proctor for a potential 3 turns into a turnover.
Just a mental mistake from Black there. Wanting to manufacture something, but just the hand getting ahead of the brain there on that pass.
Zocker back into the game for the Blue Hawks, a guy that's killed him in the second half. And speaking of thorn in the sides, there is Jake Daniel for another Blue Hawks 3-pointer. Gully is gonna let one fly from 3, and Gully hits again from 3-point range.
Oh, what a big time 3. This guy is clutch, hitting the 3s when they need him. Gully, what a show.
Pass down low to Zocker, and the Mystics are all over it. But unfortunately, it's going to result in a foul. I think Blue Hawks head coach has a lot of questions for this officiating crew. And that foul is going to send a Blue Hawk to the line. And as we've mentioned several times, has not always resulted in points, as the Blue Hawks are 12 of 16 from the free throw line. We'll see what Zocker has in store. Knocks down the first one. Maybe we can pray for a delay of game penalty again.
That was so odd. I've never seen that before.
I don't know if I've ever seen that in a basketball game. Surprised Giannis hasn't gotten one yet. He takes like 35 seconds to shoot a free throw.
I think it was on the Mystics, though.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get their guys into rebound or something. But that was odd.
So, just about to the 6-point mark here. Gully back up, meets Zocker at the rim, but Gully able to finish at the basket, and this lead down to 4.
Nice
Again,
move.
Mystics needing some defensive stops. Can they get one? A lot of contested shots at the bucket. There's one Blue Hawk against 3 Mystics, and somehow they continue to get their own rebounds. And that'll send another Blue Hawk to the free throw line.
Cordell Stinson has been excellent tonight. Not the best free throw shooter, shoots around 65%. But from the floor, he's been amazing for the Blue Hawks. 6 of 9, 16 points.
Maybe I should talk about it.
Go ahead.
He's been phenomenal from the free throw line. He's lights out.
He's 100% on the night. 1 of 1.
Until he misses this one, then he's 99%.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh. Sorry, Mystics fans, I did my best.
Clutch free throws from Stinson, who continues to have a marvelous night over the Blue Hawks.
Gully again looking for something, basically a clear out here, gives a little shoulder, and it's enough of a lower your shoulder to create an offensive foul, and a charge will give the ball back to the Blue Hawks. Kind of created his own ISO there, but ran into too much physical contact. And the Mystics will need yet another defensive stop here. Zocker comes to the top of the key, almost a give and go action. Jake Daniel, the top of the key, creates another open three-point look. But Dowdy, who's an excellent shooter, cannot connect. Had a defender up in his face. I'm kind of surprised they didn't call a foul there, but they let the guys play on. Nice flash from Tristan Davis. As Proctor looking to find something, a nice pull-up shot off the front of the rim. And Linton with the rebound, and he'll walk it up. And this Blue Hawks team cuts and screens so well, creates a lot of ball movement. And the power of these bigs has created some fouls. And Zocker will find himself at the free throw line yet again. Sorry, not Zocker, Dowdy.
That's
probably not the guy you want at the free throw line if you're Mystics fans.
Probably not. That's Zeller's 4th foul. So an interesting decision for Coach Rice. And Dowdy really good from the line, shoots at 87%.
Wilkinson's looked very good defensively in the second half. So we'll see what Kevin Rice decides to do here with his bigs. Only one guy coming in. Frierson will re-enter. Dowdy will have a seat. And Zeller will remain on the court with those fouls. As we approach 5 minutes to go here, 8-point game. Gully looking for something, runs into a bunch of Blue Hawks.
Wow.
And somehow gets that ball into the basket. Unreal. I think he was looking for contact. He got plenty of contact, just didn't get any whistles. Zocker thinks about the three, and we have already seen him hit one tonight, along with plenty of other Blue Hawks doing the same. Frierson can down low, a quick move, but Proctor shutting that down. And Proctor with a really nice defensive stand, and here come the Mystics. Nice screen from Black Jr., pickpocketed by Zocker. And back come the Blue Hawks, a nice find, a really nice find down to Zocker. Around a defender pass, and Zocker with 13 points. And Coach Kevin Rice wants a timeout as this league grows back to 8 with just about 4 minutes to go. Stick with us for the remaining 4 of this competitive rivalry game.
Does not lead the points in the paint category, at least not this year, but they are up 10. They've scored 28 points in the paint compared to Dickinson State's 18, but it is the 3-point field goals from Dickinson State. They're 12 of 30, 40% from the field. That's been the difference. But the Mystics have 2 scorers at 22 points, Ja Gully and Tristan Davis, both doing everything they can to keep the Mystics in the game. Alex Proctor right behind with 15. We'll see if those 3 guys can keep putting up big numbers or if some other guys can step up and get the Mystics back from this 8-point deficit.
22 bench points from the Mystics tonight, so you can see Kevin Rice.
Oh
my goodness. I do not know how that ball found its way through the net. Tristan Davis again, we got to shine a spotlight on this guy with 2 big pieces of production out for the Mystics tonight, and Tristan Davis has had his own night tonight. Unbelievable.
I think he thought he got shoved underneath, so let's look at this again. Looked like he wanted contact called off number 10, so he's throwing his arms up. Like, I thought this was an and one, but
I don't know how his momentum went left and the ball went right.
Unorthodox shot, but if it goes in, that's all that matters. Kind of like when the accidental alley-oops go in the hoop instead of the guy dunking it. That's kind of what I thought of there.
Yes, again, big. We usually get plenty of production from Gully and Proctor, 22 and 15 respectively, but again, big props to Tristan Davis stepping up today, especially in his brother's absent tonight with Houston and Street close over on the bench. Tristan Davis with a big night, 24 points, 4 rebounds, and has just been aggressive in every aspect he's needed to. I mean, can't even describe the shot we just saw. I'm not even sure physics can describe the shot we just saw. As Zocker will take a seat. Vicentin also taking a seat. So Blue Hawks with all of their size on the bench right now. Let's see what the Mystics do with that kind of advantage as Black Jr. lets one go. Tristan Davis there for the rebound, and Tristan Davis cleans up the rebound and gets some more points for himself. 26 points for Tristan Davis tonight.
Amazing, and his shooting percentage still incredibly high. He's 11 of 14 from the field.
Nice defensive stand from Tristan, not giving anything. Forces Stinson into a tough shot. And here we go, 5-point game, 3 minutes to go. Can the Mystics do offensively here? Shadone coming up for a screen of some sort. Gully trying to look for something, and Gully finishes at the rim and will go to the line for a 3-point play.
Incredible, look at this. Getting Griffin Dowdy reaching just a little too far, and Gully finally finds the contact he's been looking for all of the second half. Absolutely enormous. The Mystics have shrunk this lead to 3. They were knocking on the door after trailing for this entire second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rivalry has started. What more could you ask for? 2-point game, just about 2.5 to go. Again, Blue Hawk bigs both on the bench at the moment. You see what their game plan is with Zocker and Vicentin having a seat. As Daniel looking for something, a kick out for a 3-pointer. Off the rim, and Proctor the rebound. Here come the Mystics. A really nice look for Frierson, just couldn't hit. And Proctor pivots left, pivots right, and finds some contact. And will go to the line.
See if Proctor can knock these down. Mystics have been great from the line so far. Proctor shoots at around 64% from the line. And that is a huge make. The Mystics have not led. I don't know if they've led at all in this game. I think they led at 3-2 perhaps. I don't even know if that's right.
The Blue Hawk 3-point show arrived very quickly tonight, so they have not seen a whole lot of lead. But as we approach 2 minutes to go, we got ourselves a tie ball game. ESU not wasting any time getting to the basket, and Dowdy finds himself in familiar territory for another bucket.
Big time by Dowdy, stepping up his team in a drought, getting them back on top. Yeah, the Mystics have not led since 3-2 in this game.
Shadone came up for a screen. It was kind of run through. Kevin Rice looking for a foul, but the officials, again, letting the physicality play out tonight. Gully looking for something. Find himself to the basket, but cannot get to the rim. Rebound to Frierson, 1:30 remaining. The Blue Hawks will operate offensively. Swinging the ball around. They're going to take advantage of some size. Kick out 3-pointer. And off the mark. Shadone had an opportunity to rebound. Just a tough positioning down low. And the ball will stay with the Blue Hawks. Shot clock back up to 20.
Overall, a good defensive possession for the Mystics, but Shadone just couldn't quite come up with that rebound. Didn't have his hands up and ready for that board. Tough break for the Mystics.
Great defensive stand here for the Mystics so far. A nice pull-up shot off the back of the rim. And the Mystics will reset offensively as we dip below a minute to go. Kevin Rice shouting out some Play calls, we'll see what Gully decides to do here. Tristan Davis comes up to the top for a screen. A swing out to Proctor, he'll fake. Proctor to the basket, and too hard. A great effort from Black Jr., and it'll be called a foul. Black Jr. gave every effort possible to create a jump ball there, but picks up the foul.
Proctor was in prime position to tie this game. And on a turn of events, the Blue Hawks will be shooting 2. This has just been the story for the Mystics all game. Those open layups not falling in those key moments. They've been able to fight despite that, but man, if some of those layups had gone down, this would be a completely different game.
Yeah, we go from a potentially tie game to a foul that could swing some points the other direction and grow this lead a bit with just about 41 seconds to go. And again, I know we've shed a lot of light on the performance of Tristan Davis tonight with 26.6 rebounds, but we of course have to give our flowers to Ja Goalie once again. 25.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Has been the aggressor to the hoop when the Mystics have needed it most. Proctor showing up, 5 of 14 from the field for 17 points. And I know that Kevin Rice has used all of his bench tonight, as he's probably needed to, getting plenty of production from Zeller and Wilkinson. We'll see what this last 41 seconds has in store. A lot of it coming from some free throws. As Stinson hits a big front-end free throw. Gully will enter the lane, and Blue Hawks will switch out a little bit of size. Again, all the Blue Hawks' size still on the bench, using their outside shooters. And the second one off the mark. Remains a 3-point game. Under 40 seconds to go.
You don't need a 3.
Nope.
Whatever is your best shot.
Gully, all sorts of traffic. Shadon's gonna let one fly from 3.
Oh,
and
he got
it! Gets the bounce. And we got a tie ball game once again with 20 to go. DSU can hold it for the last shot. I would imagine they're gonna take full advantage of some size here. A nice backdoor cut. And Linton hits, and a timeout on the court from Coach Kevin Rice. Just under 10 seconds to go. DSU with the 2-point lead. Really nice back cut there from the Blue Hawks for some points. And we will see, does Coach Kevin Rice go for the win, or do we play for overtime?
Gully stumbling, falling down. Shadone left alone, and look at this bounce. Just enough on that ball. And Shadone, his 3 points of the night for number 3 couldn't come at a better time. But the Mystics still have time to tie this game or even get a game winner. The one downside to Dickinson State scoring so early, but there's no way you can pass up that shot. He was left all alone under the basket. And a clutch bucket by Quincy Linton.
We'll be off Friday, Saturday. A much needed break for both Mystics teams, as they have now played Monday, Tuesday, Thursday this week due to Mother Nature showing off its opinion throughout the state of North Dakota. But we will be back in the Armory next weekend, Friday and Saturday, back at it for some more home basketball games.
Oh yeah, and the way Mystics basketball is playing should have these fans excited. The women winning 4 in a row, the men taking off the top team in the conference and now taking it to this Dickinson State team. It's an exciting time for Mystic Hoops as the season starting to come to a close. We'll have our final home games on February 13th and 14th. Those will be the home closers. As Shadone inbounds, let's see what Coach Kevin Rice drew up.
9.9 to go, 2-point game. Blue Hawks come out in a full court press. Gully with 5 to operate. Will he go for the win here? A step back 3-pointer for the win, and off the mark. Had the shot He couldn't have asked for too much better of a look, but is unable to hit, and the Blue Hawks will hold on to a 2-point win. Great fight. I mean, we've mentioned it one too many times tonight, but with Houston Davis and William Ware in street clothes on the bench, what a fight from this Mystic men's team tonight.
That was a great look for Gully, taking it all the way, getting enough separation and just a tish long. Got some highlights from the game. Of course, Dickinson State starting out early, scorching from the three-point line. That's the story of the game, and they were able to hold on to that lead, preserve it for just long enough to get it done, but the Mystics roared back and had the game-winning shot. Oh, so close for the Mystics. What a thriller here as the Blue Hawks end their 7-game losing streak, walking out of here with a win. We will be back next Friday when the Mystics will take on the University of Providence. We will see you then. Until then.